Gamers, the time has finally come to create a brand new base of operations. Now, our old base has absolutely nothing wrong with it. I just wanted to build something way bigger and way better. So, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I actually want to go ahead and do is enchant our remaining 2 pieces of armor here, our helmet and our chest plate. And so, as you can see, I only have 30 levels at the moment, and we actually need 33 in order for us to be able to enchant both of them. So, I'm going to head down here to our villagers and just do a couple of trades with them, and hopefully that gets us up to a level 33. Okay, and unfortunately, it didn't get us to level 33, so I'm probably gonna have to wait for them to restock before I can do it again. But we can still enchant at least 1 piece of armor, so let's just go ahead and throw our chest plate in. I, of course, forgot to grab some frickin' lapis. There we go. Now let's chuck our chest plate in and see what we get. Blast protection 4. Honestly, I'm happy with that because, like, creepers, dude, honestly, I hate them so much. So, yeah, I'm honestly very happy with blast protection. Okay, we didn't get unbreaking at all. That kind of sucks. But I mean, oh well, what can you do, you know? So now I'm just going to quickly make a book. Let's head up and grab a mending book real quick. There we go. And then we're just going to quickly slap that onto our piece of armor just so we can heal it up. And there we go. Hell yeah. Oh, okay. There goes our anvil. Rightio. Well, it's not like we have basically infinite iron anyway, so we can just go ahead and make another one. Hell yeah. All right, and so now with our piece of armor enchanted, it's time to go ahead and actually get started with the main subject of this episode, which is, of course, creating our brand spanking new base. Now, I want this base to be quite large. So, yeah, we're going to need to find an absolutely massive, like, nice flat area. We will most likely have to do a bit of terraforming, but yeah, I've just accepted that fact by now. And now, I kind of want this base to be close to our existing main village here. We of course do have our fishing village over on the opposite side, but I feel like this will be a decent spot because I do have a couple of projects planned for over in that direction. Stay tuned for the next episode for that, by the way. But yeah, I am actually really liking this spot up here. Of course, it isn't completely flat. We'll probably have to remove this layer of grass here, and we'll have to probably flatten off a whole bunch of the area around it just because the sheer size of this base is just too big to fit on this area here. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started terraforming right now. Okay, and now with all of the terraforming done, this is what we're working with here. And I still feel like this might be a little bit too small, so we'll just kind of expand it as we go. But, yeah, for now what we're going to be doing is just laying out all of our pillars. So let's just go ahead and chuck one in right here. And now I have done a little bit of planning ahead, and I've made like just a bit of a base design. Get it, you know, because it's a base design. Jesus Christ, man, I could not be any like unfunnier than that. And yeah, so I have like a general idea of how I want this base to end up looking. And so right now I'm just kind of laying out the foundation, just all of the pillars here. So the space is going to be in a bit of a U shape. As you can see, this is where the front door is going to be right here. And then we have this bit that sticks out in, yeah, a bit of like a U shape, you know what I'm trying to say. And then it's going to come back this way. And then we're going to branch this off all the way around there, create another U and branch back up to our door area over yonder. So now what I'm going to do is just lay out all of the base of our pillars, and then I'll raise all of these up to their correct heights as well, which of course will be a time lapse starting right now. Alright, now with our pillars done, off in the distance over there, as you can see, I now have 30 levels, just because I've been trading with our villagers down in our trading dungeon. So now it is finally time to enchant our last piece of armor here, which is going to be, of course, my helmet. Let's slap that in, see what we get. Aqua Affinity, I think that's probably decent. Bang. Okay. Honestly, I am not familiar with these enchantments at all. I'm guessing Respiration is probably going to be something to do with holding your breath. And Aqua Affinity, I have no idea. You know, you think being a Minecraft YouTuber for this long, you know, you think I'd have an idea what these enchantments do, but yeah, I don't. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot, we of course need to get our bloody book here to smack on our helmet. So let me get the good old mending, of course. There we go. And let's chuck that onto our helmet. Hell yes. There we go, boys. We are now fully kitted out. We've got our fully enchanted armor. Well, it's not fully enchanted, you know. We don't have protection on everything, which is what I'd like to have. I'm like pointing at my screen in real life. You guys obviously can't see that. I don't know why I'm doing that. Yeah, let's get back to the building. All right, so starting off right here, smack bang in the middle at our front door. Let's first add in some of our base like wall blocks, which is just going to be pretty much consisting of some textured stone and stone bricks. Then as for our front door here, let's chuck in some stairs in these corner blocks. Let's also replace this ground block here with some stone because it's going to annoy me if I don't. Then let's place our door on right here. And then beside that, let's chuck in a whole bunch of trapdoors like so. Might have to crack out the scaffolding for this last one. There we go. And now we can go ahead and close all of those up and head back around to the front. And you should see we have a very nice looking front door design here. Then as for above the door here in between these two little knoblets, let's place a spruce fence smack bang right in the middle. And then let's connect those up to the knoblets with some spruce fence gates. And then hanging from this fence as well, let's place in a lantern, of course. Actually, I just realized this is not what we're going to be doing. Oh my freaking god, man. We're actually going to be putting a balcony here, but we'll get back to... Hello? What the hell? What are you going on about over here, mate? What? Yeah, so we'll actually be putting a balcony on here. I'm going to do this a little bit later. But as for most of the other sections here, we will actually be doing that. Just placing in some spruce fence gates with a fence in the middle and a lantern. Of course, I missed a little knoblet up there. God damn it, man. Okay, and now back to our actual walls here. We're going to be We're going to be placing in, once again, our same textured pattern here. Except, obviously, instead of placing a door on this one, we're going to do these 3 slats. And then in between in these gaps here, we're going to be placing some stairs like so. And then in between these stairs, of course, let's place in some glass panes. And these are, of course, just obviously going to be some windows. Now, as for this corner one, it's a little bit tricky to do the similar design that we did over there. So instead, we're going to do something like this and have our lantern in the actual corner over here. Looks a little bit weird, but I mean, yeah, what can you do about it? I guess we probably could actually do that instead and then change that just to a fence with no lantern. Yeah, that actually works. That looks a lot better, actually. And then, yeah, as for this smaller area, we'll, of course, just be adding in 1 window. Oh my god, if I can place the right goddamn blocks, man. Yeah, we'll be placing just 1 window, of course, and then in this area, we'll just fill this in entirely with blocks. And then over here, similar thing, 1 window, and yeah, we're pretty much just going to be repeating this exact same thing for most of the walls here, and then pretty much the same thing as well for the second floor. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and do those as a very quick time lapse right now. Okay, gamers, now with all of our walls pretty much done except for the balcony area here, we'll get back to this soon. It is now time to create the roof for our base, of course. And so the way I want this to go is we're going to have our main kind of roof like arch at the back area here. So it's going to go up and then back over this way, and that'll extend all the way down to the end. And then on these areas here, we'll have the same kind of thing and they'll point in towards the main roof. I mean, we're of course going to be doing this roof as a time lapse, so you will of course see how it's going to look. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get started doing it right now. Okay, and now with our glorious roof completed, it is time to now finally create this balcony here. So let's first place in our scaffolding, of course, and then let's add in our actual main balcony like platform thingamajig here. Now heading down here, I do want to add in some blocks like so, just to make it look a little bit more supported, and we might also do the same thing in the middle area here. And then I also want to place a lantern on that, and then just to make this spot look a little bit better, let's actually make it some stairs instead. There we go. Ooh, actually, I feel like this might look better using some spruce trapdoors instead of slabs. So let's change these over. And yeah, that looks pretty nice as a little balcony design. Maybe let's actually try putting some stairs on these ones instead, just because it looks kind of weird how it's so like harsh of an angle. Yeah, there we go. That looks a lot nicer. Okay, and now as for up here, let's go ahead and place in just a little bit of our ceiling blocks here, just so we can actually place our door in. And then also we'll be surrounding this with some trapdoors like we did with the door down below. Let's of course close all all of those up like so. So we have a nice little doorway entrance thing. Okay, and now as for our little roofed section here, let's add in these designs like so. This is going to be like our support pillars, I guess. Then let's once again crack out the old scaffolding and bring this all the way up here. And now for our roof design up here, I'm wanting to do something a little bit kind of different, I guess. So let's actually add in some campfires like so. And I want this to go all the way down to the end, of course. Let's extinguish those as well. And then let's add in the rest of our trapdoors here. And now let's do the same on the other side as well. Of course, I placed those the wrong goddamn way. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, there we go. That's better. Extinguish those. Chuck in our trapdoors. And now as for the main rest of the roof here, we're just going to do some simple spruce slabs like so. Now for the handguard railing things, let's add in some spruce trapdoors like so. And then let's do the same on the front here, and then right in the middle, let's add in a spruce fence. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. Let's also maybe chuck a lantern on right here as well. Now heading back down under here, let's add in the supports for this because it looks kind of weird how it's just floating. So let's add in our same little design here of some stone brick walls, and then we'll add in our fences like so in between those. And yeah, there we go. That pretty much does it for the balcony design and pretty much all of the exterior of the building as well. We of course do need to fix up some spots around here, like there's some stone, and I also want to add in our pathway. I want this to be kind of thicker when we approach the door here, and then it'll go back down to our standard 3 wide pathway. And then we'll of course connect this up probably to our town. We'll just add in another gate into the wall there. But yeah, so that pretty much does it for the exterior. I'm just going to go around and clean up all of the exposed weird bits of stone everywhere and stuff. Now, I probably won't even bother doing that as a time lapse just because, it's kind of boring, even for a time lapse. So yeah, we'll probably get all of that done, and then we'll cut back into when we're going to be doing the interior. Okay, gamers. So now with a whole bunch of blocks that I need to create the floor and the ceiling, and also we've got some more blocks out here for all of our interior stuff. Well, not all of it. I'm probably going to need more. Yeah, now it is time to create all of the floors and the ceilings. And yeah, of course, I'm going to be doing that as a time lapse because it's the most boring thing you could ever watch. So let's get started right now. Okay, so there is all of our floor and ceilings done. Actually, we do have another ceiling to do up there. I'm not sure if I want to leave that open or not because we're not really going to need another floor. We've got plenty of space down here and up there. So yeah, we'll get to that when the time comes. Now I want to add in a bit of a staircase that leads up to our second floor up here, which is why I've kind of left this open. And yeah, the reason why I've kind of left this open is because I feel like it can probably look kind of cool having a bit of a balcony thing here. We can have a pathway that leads across this way, and then of course our pathway with our stairs as well, which we do need to figure out now. So let's add in maybe this little platform here, and then I think I want to have stairs that come up to it from here. Let's maybe go down even one more there, and then we can have a little platform here, and then we'll have more stairs that come all the way down to here like so. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Now let's remove a little bit more of the ceiling here so we can actually walk up. There we go. And now let's go ahead and just repeat this exact same thing on the other side as well. And there we go, looking pretty good. Well, not that good so far. We actually need to add in some of these blocks here just to make it look a little bit better. And I think actually maybe from this point here, we might just fill it in with some stripped spruce logs. I feel like that'll look pretty nice. So yeah, from this point here, let's add in some logs like so, and then we'll fill in this side as well. And yeah, that looks pretty nice. I do like that a lot. Let's of course repeat this real quick on the other side. And there we go. We have a nice little staircase. It does look kind of weird actually. Let's actually fill all of this in with some solid blocks. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Now under here, I want to add in our bed. The reason why I want this so close to the front door is because, I learned this the hard way in the previous series. Having the bed so far away in your base is just kind of a chore when you want to just run in and reset the time to daytime. So placing it right in front of the door is probably the best thing. Another thing I want to add in is just some decorations and some barrels and stuff, because I do like having some storage that is close to the bed. It's just kind of like storage that you can easily keep separate from the rest of your base. So let's maybe add in some barrels and some double chests like so, and let's maybe even add in a nice little leaf design. You guys know I love this design. Let's chuck this in right here. We'll have a slab on the bottom, and then we're going to surround the rest of it with some trap doors, and we'll of course have a slab on the top as well with more trap doors on top. There we go. Then that also allows us to hang a lantern on that block there. It also kind of sucks we can't put stuff on top of these barrels, but oh well. But yeah, that's a nice little under staircase bedroom area. I like that quite a lot. Nice and cozy looking. I think to make it look even better, we could add some carpet around this, and I'll go ahead and grab that in just a moment. I do want to add in some more things before we do that. So up here, let's go ahead and fix our ceiling up a little bit here. Now we of course need to actually connect this up to our staircase here. I don't exactly know how I want this to go just yet, but I do really like the idea of having a big hole here that lets you see into the bottom floor and vice versa from the bottom floor up to the second floor. We could add a bit of a railing around this as well. So maybe let's add some blocks here, and then I'll jump back down and grab some fences and fence gates. Let's go ahead and add in our fences like so, and our fence gates all the way across here. And yeah, that's pretty cool. It's like a nice little railing to stop you from falling down really easily. And if we wanted to go down quicker, instead of going down the staircase, we can just jump off like so. Now, as for the right side of our base over here, I think I want to add in our smelting wall on this side. So let's crack out the old furnaces and just start adding in like a whole bunch of them like so. I don't think we'll be needing an absolutely crazy amount, so I think that will be fine. And we can just add more along the top here as well. This is pretty much identical to our old base layout as well. It's just a nice and simplistic design that I enjoy quite a bit. So, you know, we don't really need to fix what ain't broken, you know? Now, as for on top of all of these furnaces, let's just sprinkle in a whole bunch of random details, like some pot plants with just some random plants inside of those. And then we'll chuck some extinguished campfires on top of them as well, just to kind of look like fuel that would be eventually used in the furnaces. But obviously, you know, it's never going to be used. Then for the side here, let's cap this off using some spruce trap doors, just to kind of give an edge to the furnaces. And then in the top here, let's fill in this little gap here with some spruce slabs like so. Now, as for the top furnaces here, let's add in some slabs on these points, and then let's fill in the rest with some trap doors. Just kind of makes it look like the furnaces are actually being supported by something, and just kind of, you know, enhances the design a bit. And now before we go any further, I actually want to add in a bunch of lanterns around the place, and I kind of want to place these in some spots. So we're going to align that like so, and align that with that pillar, and then we'll do the same down here as well. Bang. And yeah, I mean, this is kind of boring, so yeah, I'm just going to skip ahead and get all this done real quick right now. Okay, now with all of our lanterns added in, let's head back over this side and add in our enchanting area. So let's chuck our enchanting table right there, and then we're going to fill up this back wall here with some bookshelves. Now, I don't really have too many, so let's just place those in, and yeah, I can't even see what level this is at, but let's just add in those like so. We might as well add those in as well, and that should definitely be enough. But yeah, now let's go ahead and add some barrels on the sides. Now, ideally, I do want to extend these bookshelves all the way up to the ceiling just for a very nice look. So we're going to just kind of envision that right now. Just imagine this goes to the ceiling. And so off on the sides here, let's add in some barrels. How do I want to do this, eh? And then let's maybe add some more barrels there. And then I want to have a double chest there, and then maybe some slabs. Does that look kind of weird? I think it does. You know what I think would look a little bit better is instead doing like a checkered barrel style like this. Kind of looks cool. And we can put some decorations in all of these. Let's repeat this on the other side real quick. So let's put maybe some flower pots in these, and then we'll put another one there, and then maybe an extinguished campfire in this one. Let's put another extinguished campfire down the bottom here. And let's just sprinkle in some random flowers and stuff. There we go. Now this little gap at the back here is going to annoy me, so let's fill that in. There we go. And this will look perfect once we extend these bookshelves all the way up to the top. It'll look absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to do that. So yeah, that's this side of the base pretty much done, except for obviously the bookshelves. I'm not exactly sure what I want to put right here, but yeah, let's just go ahead and head over to the left side of the base here. And so in this area, let's go ahead and place in all of our crafting blocks. So let's chuck our crafting table smack bang in the middle. Then on the left and right side, let's place maybe a smithing table. Over here, we'll probably place a loom. I have to go make one of them. Then beside that, let's place our sawmill and our anvil. And then up the top, let's add in an extra slab with our grindstone. I don't know why, I just really like having the grindstone hanging from stuff. It just looks pretty cool. Then let's add those blocks in like so, and maybe chuck in some barrels just for some extra storage, you know, just for some random crafting stuff. And something else that might look cool is just adding the barrels kind of like going all along the sides here. You know, we're probably never going to use them, but it looks cool. And then as for the bottom area here underneath all of the barrels, let's maybe add in like some tables and stuff along here. Let's strip those, and yeah, that looks pretty cool. We can just add some random decorations on top of those, and yeah, that looks pretty nice. I do need to get some more tabletop decorations, and I will add those in once I get those, of course. Next, let's add some supports underneath these barrels, kind of like how we did with the furnaces over there, keeping in like the same general theme. That looks pretty cool. And let's also fill in these gaps as as well, just to complete the design, you know. And maybe even cap it off with some trapdoors as well, similar to how we did with the furnaces. And now I'm going to go and grab the couple of string that I need to make a loom real quick, because it's going to annoy me if I don't do that. Oh my god, Jesus. Hello. Oh, I don't have my sword. See you later, buddy. So yeah, give me a second. I'll go grab some string. Okay, and there we go. There's our loom added in. Now on these blocks, I think maybe just some lanterns would look kind of nice. And yeah, they look pretty cool. And I think on top of this crafting table, a flowering azalea would look pretty nice. Bang. There we go. Now, as for this area over here, beside our crafting section, let's make this the storage area. So we're just going to be pretty much filling up this entire wall here with some double chests. We're going to be leaving gaps where the windows are, just so we aren't obscuring those, because it would look kind of weird. So yeah, I'm just going to quickly fill up this entire wall with double chests, so just give me a moment. Okay, and there we go. There's our storage wall added in. I think under these double chests here that are going to be like under the windows, let's add in this design like so, just to make it look like they're actually being supported. And yeah, I think that looks kind of nice. And yeah, just to make this look a little bit better, I think what I'm going to do is just remove these ceiling blocks around it like so. And then let's crack out the old stairs and just replace those blocks with some stairs like this. And that way it just kind of makes it look like they are like contained, I guess. I don't know. It just, yeah, it looks kind of weird without having that there. I mean, you can still see a gap under there, which is a little bit annoying, but yeah, that's good enough for now. And now for these big areas, I actually did just come up with an idea. And I think what could look cool is having some indoor farm areas. Now, we probably won't end up using these all too much. They'll be mainly just for aesthetics, of course. And what's kind of annoying is the water is going to be off-centered, but oh well, what can you do? Let's go ahead and till all of that dirt, and let's also surround it all with some spruce trapdoors, just so we don't have this like ugly exposed dirt block. And maybe off on the side here, let's actually add in a little kind of staircase that allows us to get up without, you know, destroying the crops. Just like that, having like a nice little platform that allows us to go up here. Now for this side, let's place in a whole bunch of wheat, and I need to add another light here, so let's just bang one in right. So let's add one in on this spot and this spot as well, just to keep the area nice and bright. And then let's just plant all of our seeds like so. And yeah, that's a nice little farming plot. Now let's just repeat this exact same thing pretty much on the other side real quick. And so just to keep it a little bit different on this side, let's add in some carrots instead of wheat, just because I feel like it looks nice alternating the crops. And then another light, and then another, and then another, and then another. And then another nice detail that I'd like to add is just adding in some composters in the corners here as well. And hell yeah, that's a nice first floor. Pretty much done for now. We do have a lot of empty space here. I don't know exactly what I want to do about that. I would like to add in some nice carpets and stuff, but I do need to get some dyed wool. Okay, I'm back, and now I have a bunch of red carpets. So firstly, I want to add some around our bed here. And then I think what I want to do is actually grab some of these blocks here. And I want to make some like little island things that just take up some floor space, because we do have a lot of unused floor space here. So I think, yeah, I can't really find where I want to actually like line this up at. Let's just slap a barrel there and a couple of chests, and then let's surround this with some signs as well, just to make it look like it's kind of a contained thing. I don't really know how else to describe it, you know? Let's just kind of take a look from back here, and yeah, that actually looks like it's in a very good spot. So now let's finish it off by just grabbing out a flower pot and an azalea inside of that as well. There we go, looking nice and fine. Now let's head down to the other end and pretty much just repeat this exact same thing, just making sure that is in the right spot, which it is. Let's add our chests onto this, our azalea as well, and then finally let's surround it with the rest of our signs here. And there we go, that's looking pretty good. Now I just want to grab our last bookshelf and just, you know, add it in there. Once again, yeah, I do want to fill that in, but I'm lacking in the leather department at the moment. And now I think I just want to add a couple of like checkered rugs around the place. So let's maybe like add one here. Does that look weird? I don't know. I feel like we need some white carpet to kind of fill those gaps. But yeah, let's maybe add another one over here, and then over on this side in the same spot right smack bang there. Now I think I'm gonna go chase down some more sheep and try and get some white wool carpets just to fill in those gaps, because I feel like it looks kind of weird. So just give me a second. I'm gonna go shear a bunch of these wool that are everywhere, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back with some white wool carpet now, and let's add that in. And man, I think it looks kind of weird, to be honest. I don't know. I feel like it needs to be like orange wool or something. Yeah, it just looks kind of weird. So we're just going to leave it out for now, and I'll kind of figure this out later. But yeah, as for the bottom floor, that is pretty much it, except for the bookshelves once again, okay? Yeah, besides that, we are now actually done with the bottom floor. I'm pretty happy with the layout. We've used up a lot of the empty space here by just adding in like this simple little design here, like a little island thing. We're probably never going to use any of the storage in here. It's mainly just for decoration, obviously. But yeah, if you have a really big base and you're struggling to fill up the empty space, just some simple designs like some rugs and some islands are a very good way to take up space. And yeah, I've kind of had a pretty long think about what I want to do with upstairs, and yeah, I don't exactly know because we kind of just have everything down here. The only things that I can think of adding is like a brewing area somewhere, but obviously we don't have any blaze rods yet because I have neglected to do that. So that will definitely be for another episode. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for the interior. Now, as for the exterior, I pretty much just want to get our pathway added in and then connect it up to our village and add in a little bit of a gate there as well. So I think that spot right there is actually a pretty good spot for a gate because we'll be able to just easily add in some fence gates along here. So let's just remove this part of the wall real quick. There we go. Now let's slap our fence gates across there. I also want to quickly replace this block here with just some stone like that. And now I'm just going to go ahead and quickly link this up to the entrance of our base. So yeah, I'll just do that as a time lapse real quick right now. Okay, and now with our pathway added in, it's time to add in a nice little garden here using some flowers that I may have just harvested from the hillside over there. You know how it is out here. So yeah, first we need to get rid of this chest here because it's kind of in the way. Yeah, actually all of it is. Oh, Jesus Christ, I don't have the space for this, man. Okay, now with that cleaned up, we can go ahead and start adding in our little garden here. So I'm just going to sprinkle in a couple pieces of grass just so it doesn't look so like uniformly flowers, you know? Once I actually add in the flowers, it'll kind of make sense. So yeah, now let's start just sprinkling in some random ass flowers. Kind of try and keep them spread apart and not too like, you know, the same kind of flower too close together. And yeah, that looks pretty nice. Now let's just pretty much repeat this on the opposite side over here. And there we go. There's our nice little gardens added in. And yeah, so that pretty much does it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.